Welcome to the USH Daily Show, where we break down powerful business strategies for school leaders just like you. Today, we are tackling a big one: how to stop pouring your precious time and money into big ideas that just fizzle out. We're going to talk about the lean startup method, but we're making it work for schools. So let's start with a feeling I bet is pretty familiar. You're working harder than ever, right? Juggling parent meetings, staff issues, and a budget that feels like it's shrinking by the minute. You're putting in those 60-hour weeks, but it just feels like you're running in place. That, my friends, is the school owner's treadmill. And today, we're going to figure out how to get you off of it for good. Oh man, does any of this just hit a little too close to home? That new summer program you were so sure was going to be a blockbuster, and you got, 5 signups? Or how about those marketing dollars that just seem to vanish into thin air? We have all been there. But here's the good news. There is an antidote to these headaches, and it comes from Eric Ries' game-changing book, The Lean Startup. All right, section 1, your school is a startup. Now, I can hear you already. I run a school, not some tech company in a garage. And you're right. But stick with me here, because getting this one mindset shift is absolutely key to everything else we're going to talk about. So let's look at the official definition from the book itself. I want you to notice what it doesn't say. It says nothing about hoodies or ping pong tables. It says nothing about being in Silicon Valley. It's about one thing: creating something new in a world full of uncertainty. And that phrase, conditions of extreme uncertainty, I mean, come on, does that sound like your Tuesday morning or what? You're dealing with enrollment that goes up and down, new schools popping up down the street, and what parents want seems to change every year. You are creating value in uncertain times. That doesn't just make you a school leader, that makes you an entrepreneur. Your school is a starter. Okay, so if we accept that we're a startup, how do we actually act like one without, betting the entire school on some crazy new idea? Simple. We stop making huge, risky bets, and we start running small, smart experiments. We'll call it a minimum viable program. And this slide, man, this just says it all. The old way is a giant gamble. You spend 20 grand on a robotics lab and you just cross your fingers and hope kids sign up. The lean way? You spend maybe $500 on a 4-week after-school club to see if parents are even interested before you go all in. It's all about getting real feedback from real families, not just guessing. And here's the engine that makes it all work. It's the build, measure, learn loop. It's so simple, but it is pure gold. You build a small, simple version of your idea. You measure how families actually react using real data. And then you learn from that data to decide what to do next. This little loop replaces those rigid 5-year plans with constant, rapid learning. It's a total game changer. Okay, I want to hear from you. What is one small experiment you could test at your school for, say, under $1,000? A weekend coding workshop, a new seminar for parents? Drop your ideas in the comments below. Let's brainstorm a little. Now, let's dig into that measure part of the loop because it's really important. All right, section 3, measure what actually matters. Listen, that measure part of the loop is absolutely crucial. But, and this is a big but, it only works if we're measuring the right things. It is so easy to get distracted by numbers that look really good on a spreadsheet, but mean absolutely nothing for your school's health. We all love what we call vanity metrics, right? Things like website page views or likes on a social media post. They feel good. They're like candy. But here's the truth. Likes don't pay your teacher's salaries. Actionable metrics, on the other hand, tell you the real story. How many tour requests did you get from that new landing page? How many families actually put down an enrollment deposit after your open house? That's the stuff that matters. The goal here is simple. Track the numbers that show real, genuine parent engagement and lead directly to enrollment and retention. And, speaking of actionable metrics, if this idea is really clicking for you, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. For us, that's an actionable metric. It tells us we're on the right track with this kind of content for you. On to section 4, time to pivot. Okay, so this is the part that can feel a little scary. What happens when you run your smart little experiment, you look at the data, and it says, nope, this isn't working? You don't fail. You don't scrap everything. You pivot. First things first, a pivot is not failure. Let's just get that out of the way. It's not admitting defeat. It's the opposite. It's using what you just learned to make a smart, strategic shift. It's making a change based on real evidence, not on your ego. It's one of the most powerful moves you can make.
And pivots like these happen in schools all the time. Just look at these examples. Maybe you launched a STEM camp for middle schoolers, but it turns out the elementary school parents are the ones begging for it, so you pivot to them. Or that one little coding workshop in your summer camp is so popular, you pivot and turn it into its own year-round program. See? These aren't failures. They are powerful discoveries about what your families actually want and what they will pay for.
Okay, let's bring this all home. Section 5, building the lean school. Because what we're talking about here isn't just a tactic for your next event. This is about building a whole new culture of innovation right into the DNA of your school. Think about it like building a house. You need a rock-solid foundation. For a lean school, that foundation has two parts. First, accountability. That's using the actionable metrics we just talked about. Second, a process. That's your build, measure, learn loop. When that foundation is strong, you can build a culture of smart experimentation on top of it. And that is what empowers your people, your amazing teachers and staff, to innovate. So if you remember just one thing from our time together today, please let it be this. It is a fundamental shift in thinking. Stop betting the farm on one big risky launch each year. Instead, think of it as building a portfolio of small, smart experiments. That's how you build a school that is constantly learning, constantly adapting, and always finding new ways to serve your families and to grow. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. What is the smallest, smartest experiment that you can run at your school, not next quarter, but next week? We break down game-changing business strategies for school leaders just like you every single week. Make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an insight. Thanks for watching.